If you were a school teacher, and this for your very young kids, how would...
There would still be teaching them how to ride a bike or how to ride two and two together, because essentially it seems there's nothing that can be. This is not a teaching at all. There's nothing here that's a teaching, so there's nothing here that will be recommended. There's no prescription here, and because nobody can learn this or unlearn it, so therefore that also applies to kids. Children that are growing up are usually growing into having a great big ego, you know. I had 4 kids and I could have shot all of them quite happily at one time, because they become monsters, you know, that they come into the world and they develop into big me's.
So this object-subject thing, which is happening, it's just
what's happening.
And you don't see, I wish it was different.
No, there's nothing wrong with separation. Separation and seeking and me is the absolute expression of wholeness. Wholeness can be anything, including that which seems to be separate from itself. There's nothing wrong or right with it, it's just what's happening.
Yeah. And maybe it could happen differently.
Well, it probably doesn't.
If you were a school teacher.
I have a feeling there are people who are born who never become separate. I've never met one, but why not? There aren't any rules.
Okay.
There aren't any rules.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with anything. There's nothing wrong with seeking or separation. It's just what's happening. That's what we're talking about here. What we're talking about here is what's happening.
Now this question comes, of course, from a nostalgic feeling, like if we had known earlier, or have heard this message before.
Right, yeah. Well, I have the same
young
feeling. If I'd heard this message as Tony Parsons before I died, I might have died earlier, but you can't say it, you can't. There's no way you can... What is what is. I could, you know, as a seeker, I sensed that this was around, what's being shared together. And you could say in the history of seeking, there's always been this communication, but it's been very, very hidden and overlaid by teachings. It's only really available if there's a readiness to hear it.
Yeah, you learn not to listen to it.
At least looking beyond me.